that wasn't fun. I tell you what, to get up, they're a good team, and they did a heck of a job tonight. You got to give credit to Desmond Bain. I thought he just kind of lined us up and shot over the top of us and made threes. 6 for 8 from the 3-point line, 31 points. A lot of people say that it was good defense. I got to go back and watch the film. A guy like that, you have to make him drive. You can't give him space even if he drives at you hard. Because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to drive at you hard and create space for a step back. And so you almost just got to stay on his hip and ride him to the rim and rely on your help to come across and trap the box and see if you can get a stop at the rim by boxing out. So we obviously did do a good job on him. You live with what you get from Morant tonight. But then their bench came in and really kicked our behind. And we gave up middle drive after middle drive after middle drive, and it's one of our staples. It's one of our big staples defensively. We can't let the ball get to the middle, but it seemed like the ball got there every other play. And when it got to the middle of the floor, they scored. So we got to go back and watch the tape. The interesting part now is we've hit some adversity. We're 0-4. Nobody's feeling good about that start. So in this business, you got to have a mental toughness, not just when you play the game, but you got to have a mental toughness to handle any type of adversity in front of you. And so for me, this is going to be a great thing for me to kind of watch us go through to see how we handle it as a group, to see if we're going to fight or to see if we're not going to fight. And if I had to bet, at least from what I experienced with this group so far, we'll come out swinging. But it's not going to be easy.
Coach, first off, I guess, do you have an update on Kevin Huerter by chance?
No, I haven't talked to our trainers.
You don't know what he was. You don't know what he was bothered by or anything.
I think it was his shoulder. His what? His wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Wrist. Okay. Shannon knows.
And just how much do you feel like some of your guys might be just pressing? Obviously, the pressure of getting that first win, and obviously it's upper echelon of opposition, and you guys still figuring things out. Do you feel like some of that might be kind of snowballing a little bit?
I don't think we're pressing, because usually when you press, that means you're flying around. And I got to go back and watch the film. I'm not sure how much flying around we were doing tonight. So I don't think we're pressing, but gotta go back and watch the film.
Coach Brown, the bench only produced 5 points in that first half. I think they ended up with 25-26 for the whole game, thanks to Bully Monk. But I just want to get your thoughts on were you trying to find some combination where you could get some offensive punch throughout the game from that second unit?
Yeah, we're trying to do that. We're searching. I tried Mezzi tonight. I tried Chima tonight. We went with different things, but I'm more concerned. It is quote unquote the lack of scoring, but more so it's how easy their bench scored against us. I mean, if you just looking at the box sheet, Kid Jake is 5 for 6, Tyus is 6 for 11, Brandon Clark 6 for 8. Right there, that's got to be 60-70% from their bench. And so if we can't score, which is going to happen at times in this league, we have to commit to playing defense. And we did not do a good job defensively with our second unit against theirs, especially.
Mike, I think I counted 12 guys who had played by halftime.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit how you balance using the 3 days that you had off to experiment with those lineups and what those groups look like, but then actually using actual game time and game minutes to experiment as well? Yeah, so
obviously things are different in practice than in the game. In the game, it's faster, more physical. Sometimes you get the call, sometimes you don't get the call. And so for me, everybody's been practicing hard. They've been practicing great. We're trying to get better. We're locked in practices trying to get better and competing against one another. And so now it's time for me, okay, if this guy's doing it in practice and that guy's doing it in practice, let me give them an opportunity out on the floor. And so that's what it was more than anything else. But when we had our second unit out there and we were fouling, sending them to the free throw line and or they were scoring, that's when I started to search a little bit to see, okay, who can step up, help us get some stops, and then maybe put some pressure on them offensively.
James.
Mike, first game for Keegan Murray, and then as well you had Harrison Barnes. Well, first start for Keegan. You had Harrison Barnes look like himself, like the player he has been for the last decade in the league. Just how nice was it to see both of those players have strong nights, even if what did come in a loss?
No, again, I had said this before that I wasn't too worried about Harrison. He just got to find his groove within what we're trying to do, and I got to try to be a little bit more consistent in terms of making sure his minutes are what they should be, so he has a better feel, and he has a better feel of the group that he's out there with. So, it was obviously great to see Harrison have that ball go in the hole, and Keegan, again, to me, he can play with the starters, he can play with the second unit, he's going to be good either way. He's got a great feel and great demeanor for a young guy,
Jason.
Mike, the things you guys spent the past few days working on, transition defense, I know was a big point of emphasis. You've talked a lot about defending without fouling. Maybe you could even elaborate on some of the other focal points for us. But what's your assessment of how the guys responded to kind of some of those focal points over the last 3 days?
I thought they were really good. I mean, they had 18 free throw attempts, which we'll live with that. And then they had 12 fast break points. The thing is, we broke down in other areas. We gave up middle too much, like I said, which hadn't been a problem in the past. And then guys like Desmond Bain just kind of lined us up and shot over the top of us. Like Desmond Bain was 6 of 8. Dylan Brooks was 3 for 6. And then Jake LaRavia, he was 3 for 4. To give up those threes, and then the 50-50 balls are what makes it tough. But our defense is based on the help coming from the baseline side, and we can't keep giving up middle every other play, because if we do, it's going to be real tough for us.
Brendan.
Yeah, Coach, I think it was end of the third that you guys had a good bit of momentum, those lobs, and then it seemed like on the other end it was kind of fouls that ended up slowing that down. How agitating is it to see that be what slows you down there?
It's tough, and it's hard to win in this league. This is what I told our guys, and we got to keep fighting. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. We're not going to get calls, and we don't deserve calls right now. So we just have to keep fighting as a group to figure this thing out. And you can't let your guard down at any time. I thought we started getting stops, which allowed us to get out and transition. And we got some easy baskets in transition during that time. But then, you kind of relax and bang, 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 3, foul. Next thing you know, it goes from a 2-3 point game where we may have the momentum and be able to possibly take the lead to now they're up 9 or 10. And when that happens, we as a group have to figure out how not to, and this is the first time it's happened for us. We kind of dropped our shoulders a little bit, dropped our head a little bit, and those instances we got to keep fighting, especially when it comes to coming up with loose balls or 50-50 balls. We have to come up with those hustle plays. We have to keep scrambling to protect one another. We have to get back in transition, because great teams, with good teams, you're usually hanging, and then they have a spurt. Hanging, and then they have another spurt. And that's what creates the separation. So we have to somehow, some way, figure out how to eliminate those spurts and keep the pressure on defensively so we could possibly get out and run back right at them.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.